Hello everyone, I'm Lost, and welcome to another episode of Weapon Spotlight. And today we are in a cave, taking a look at the Hand of Melania. This weapon is one of the most difficult weapons to obtain in the game, simply because you have to beat one of the most difficult bosses that From Software has ever created. Once you do, you are rewarded with this weapon, the Hand of Melania. It's a fairly standard katana in most aspects. It has the standard katana moveset, but it's a fairly long weapon, so the running R2 is actually better on this weapon than most other katanas. Of course, the main allure of the weapon is the weapon art. Surprise, surprise. And with the weapon art, you can go full-on anime. Pew 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 pew! Look at how cool that is. And you know what? I was thinking, how good can this weapon really be? When I was fighting people, I simply backed off. So I was thinking, okay, it's not that good. It's a little cool, but it's not that good. But when I started to use it, I was like, okay, let's go full on here. And so we are using the Shard of Alexander. We're using Millicent Prosthesis, and we're using the Rotten Winged Sword to just buff the ever-loving hell out of the weapon art. I'm also using 74 dexterity. That's a lot of dexterity. And right now, our weapon is doing 626 damage. That's fairly standard for a single weapon of this size. But let's go down to Frank, shall we, and test it out on Frank and see just how much damage we can do. We should also drink our Flask of Wondrous Physic, because I also have extra dex on it, plus the tier that gives me extra damage if I hit multiple attacks. So let's do that and see how much we can get, shall we? Oh, Frank! I'm sorry. Frank drank a little too much last night. Yeah, that's what he did. So we'll have to just wake him up. Give me a moment. Alright, so our damage currently is 626. Let's see how much damage we can get with all of the buffs stacked together. I'm coming, Frank! Ow. He's a little cranky. Pew pew pew! And now we do 700... Oh shit. Okay, so 900 damage. For an instant, you could see 900 damage. That's pretty epic for a weapon like this. And it doesn't need to last long, because you will probably shred people with this. Don't believe me? Well, let's go to the invasions, shall we? And we're off, ladies and gentlemen. First invasion of today, and I get sniped in the face. Almost get the madness off as well. Not a great start, but here you'll see something funny, right? The man is using Mogwin Spear. Around the corner, Mogwin Spear can be deadly, so I'm thinking, alright, let's test this out. What is going to win over? The spear or the waterfowl dance? I win. Now, the man didn't have a lot of health, but there was a lot of hits there, and we dealt with him fairly effectively. Of course, this host is doing a lot of good damage, and his name is Harry Potts. You know what? Gotta respect him for having a nice meme name. GG, sir. Excellent fight. Oh, and this fight, guys, I had to... Usually, I won't add fights like these, you'll see. I kind of sneak towards him with that mimic thing, and I want to fight him. And that man, he needs to get some proper respect from the comment section, because not only is he using the Lovecraft flail, he's also using the other flail, the family heads, I believe it's called. So this is a fight I don't generally get. So Poke, all kinds of respect to you. Now, of course, that's a fight I really want to add, but you'll see towards the end what happens, and it's very unfortunate. Anyways, so I try to get him with Waterfall Dance, and you can get away from it if you know how to properly dodge. Now, the man isn't doing a lot of damage, but he gets the parry, and right there, I disconnect. Oh, the man must have thought I got so mad. He must have thought I disconnected because he got the parry. Poke, I promise you I didn't disconnect. I love you. Don't hate me, please. That was really unfortunate. Speaking of unfortunate, I'm being ganked. Well, not exactly ganked. They are probably just going through the area, but I have no chance. So I need to get a little bit of distance. And the man's friend just falls straight off. That poor bastard. He must be so frustrated. Almost as frustrated as me when I disconnected against Poke. GG guys though. GG to you two as well. And this is a really interesting fight because we enter, this is right in front of Rykard, and these guys are already fighting an invader. That means these guys are tongued, which, you know what, I respect. This is technically a gank, but it's one of those ganks that I really enjoy fighting because, you know, it's all part of the fun. Now that guy has the axe that I can never remember the name of. I think it's the Hawk's axe, Stormhawk axe maybe. It's really good and I died to it. I'm going to have to try using that later on. And into the fray immediately against another trio. Now this one I simply get and murder the first two guys immediately. Look at that. That's how dangerous it can be. Granted, I did do 1900 damage on one of the guys, but he didn't have any clothes. So now it's just me and the host. And the host, again, does not have a lot of damage. Oh, he has a lot of damage, I mean. He's got a lot of damage because he, of course, have dual Naginatas, but he doesn't have a lot of health. So we're fairly equal in this. Now, I try Waterfowl Dance. It's not great alone, and so I'm left with not a lot of stamina. I'm left with not a lot of blue juice. If this man had been a little bit more aggressive, I think he would have killed me here, but I'm still alive, and he still have the opportunity to do so. Of course, I'm not sure what his mind was going through when he got hit by that, but I killed him, and another victory for me. Just goes to show, it's not good to go into battle naked. I don't know if I have to tell people that, but it's not good. I tried to be good there and jump over, I will freely admit to it, but I didn't manage to do the jump. Luckily though, this guy has absolutely no health. But I must admit, even though I'm hunting him, and a bunch of other people are hunting him, he's doing a solid job staying alive here. He even almost got a parry. So I think, okay, how about we try a Waterfowl Dance? Didn't hit, didn't connect. So now I have to be a little careful. Not only do I have the host behind me, I also got hit by the ogre, or whatever the hell its name is. The omen. Yeah, close enough. And my god, there is a lot of the... I was about to say shit throwing, but that's not right. He's not throwing his shit at me. He's simply throwing rocks. That is, of course, very dangerous. Now, he decided, of course, to go straight at me in front of all of these enemies. I mean, I can't really call him a strategic genius, but I was very close to death myself, so maybe he just wanted to take the chance. Speaking of taking chances, this is another area that I just absolutely love to fight in, due to the interesting terrain that I find myself in. I try to rain down death from above with my fire pots, but he didn't take a lot of damage. I take a little bit of damage though, but here I come, Waterfall Dance, and look at that. If he hadn't had the shield up, he would have been dead. Now, I need to be a little careful here, because the host is behind me, but I see... Ah, come on, Lost! There we go, I do manage to get the Phantom. So, I was certain that man was jumping to his death there, but he wasn't. Honestly, this might just be a little stupid of me, but I didn't think you would be able to survive dropping down here. Fall damage in Elden Ring has always been weird to me. It's like, okay, you can jump down so far, but if you jump down 2 centimeters more, you'll just break every bone in your body. That being said, another person who's probably not in a great situation. I mean, these lobsters would defeat a ton of bosses. You know what? That's something I would love to see from Bonfire VPN or some other Souls channel that makes boss battles. I've seen a few of them and they are great. They really are. Oh, yes, ambush time! Ha 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 ha! Take that, sir! You tried to get away, but I am too powerful, thanks to all of my stacked buffs. So, now it's the host's turn. And as you can see, the host doesn't have that much health. I think that person probably has something like 50 health or something. That is fairly respectable though on this level. I'm not gonna complain too much. But as you can see, the host is certainly backpedaling, not quite sure how to deal with me. The host does have Bloodhound Fang. Now, if that person just had used his weapon art when I used mine, it would knock me out of the sky. And if he did solid damage, it might even have killed me. I guess we'll never know, because I just pierced his liver with my sword. GG though, that was a good fight. I can respect that. Super quick one. And you'll see one of my absolute best plays now. Just you wait for it. Here we go. Fighting that guy, jumping back and forth, almost fell down. And there I fall down. Look, I'm really inexperienced with this weapon art. This was the only time I truly tried it, okay? Don't make fun of me in the comments, please. Well, lucky for me, though, the host's phantom decides to just jump straight down. He didn't see me, although the host jumps down as well, which could be considered a smart play to get closer to his buddy, but he probably didn't expect all of those toads over here. I don't remember what they are called. And, oh god, yes, I also remember the rot. I tried to use my waterfowl dance. Rot beats waterfowl dance, apparently. So, I need to get a little bit of a, not a breather, perhaps, because I just keep the pressure on. The poor guy dies due to poison. I think that the enemies here saved me. I'm fairly ready to admit that. This fight I don't remember at all. We're fighting German. Hey, you know what? Respectable, but he's not using a scythe. So, maybe it's not that respectable. Come on. Use the proper cosplay. Immediately dies. That's what you get for not being a proper German. Another naked man? ADHD died immediately. Oh, are these the same people as before? I think they might be. Oh yes, I can never forget Predator Katsuo, cause he's just that ugly. I mean, I don't want to body shame, but sometimes it's necessary, you know? And here I really wanted to try to kill that man with my waterfowl dance, but he won, so GG guys, GG. Okay, back on the bridge, and I must admit, I severely underestimated this weapon. The Ash of War on this can get some insane damage. I have never really used it before. I have used it before, but I have never made a build with it. So I was surprised when I managed to get so many kills with this weapon. It is a really hard-hitting thing. But I also feel like it is a very much of a... it's an all-in weapon. When you use the weapon art, there is a very good chance that you will kill your opponent, but if they know how to get you, then there's a very good chance that you're dead. That being said, it was fairly fun, for the most part, using it, and so I feel like I should give this weapon an 8 out of 10 on the invasion scale. That's it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I love all of you. Remember to subscribe or you will get shanked. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Kisses!